Hi everyone, it's Scentbubblez. I hope everyone has had a wonderful holiday season thus far. And I'd like to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I am now over 100 subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. It means more than you know. So today I'd like to review a fragrance that I'm trying for the first time. Actually, no, this is the second time I'm trying it. But this is the first time that I'm able to wear it throughout the day and really get an understanding of how it performs and what it smells like. And this is from the house of Frédéric Malle, and this is Carnal Flower. And as you can see, the nose, the individual that created this fragrance is Dominique Ropion. And Frédéric Malle has a line of exclusive fragrances, and he has amassed some of the world's best perfumers to create a line of fragrances. If you don't know, Frédéric Malle, I believe, was the grandson of Christian Dior. His grandfather was for the house of Christian Dior. I'm not sure on that. But Frédéric Malle has roots in growing up in perfumery. And a lot of his fragrances are becoming more available now. They've come to a few stores in my area. Carnal Flower is one of the more popular releases from the Frédéric Malle lineup. Frédéric Malle fragrances are very challenging to wear. Some of them are more challenging than others. I think the most famous out of the line is Portrait of a Lady. And I believe Dominique Ropion was also the nose behind Portrait of a Lady. Of course, he's made some very intricate and complex fragrances, and a lot of them wear very differently on the skin. So if you are looking into the Frédéric Malle line, I urge you to try it on your skin. Do not go by what you smell on the paper, and do not go by the opening of the fragrance, because I found that a lot of the perfumes in the line change on the skin, and the opening changes during the heart of the fragrance, and it changes again during the dry down, and things may pop up here and there. There's a lot of factors involved, and I think the environment has to do with it. Your skin chemistry, your body chemistry has a lot to do with it. This Carnal Flower, I found this to be one of the more linear scents in the line. It does not have a drastic transition throughout its wear. I can smell pretty much the same thing throughout it. Maybe some notes may be more pronounced in the opening. I've had this on for about 8 hours, almost 9 hours so far, and I can still smell it. It is a skin scent though. So this is what the little sample looks like. So Frédéric Malle is known for utilizing these colors. This is like a red-orange, more like of a tomato red and black. Let's try the opening again. Right, so the opening, I do get a big burst of the white florals that are in this fragrance right away. There's a sweetness with the white florals, but also the ylang ylang has kind of a buttery, almost a buttery kind of texture. It's slightly creamy, and the honeysuckle gives it a sweetness, and the honeysuckle is just right under the eucalyptus. And when I first smelled it, I was like, what is that smell? But I couldn't place it, but I was like, well, is it menthol? When I looked at the notes and I saw the eucalyptus, I was like, that is what it is. So this doesn't perform like your typical white floral perfume, you know, with the something like Gucci Bloom or something like that. No, this is in a league of its own. And that eucalyptus cuts through the sweetness of the honeysuckle, and it cuts through the creaminess of the tuberose and the butteriness of the ylang ylang. If I overspray this, which I did today, I think I used about maybe 6 sprays. So I could smell it in the beginning. The first hour during the opening, the comments that I got during the opening phases were that it smelled different. Like, people couldn't figure out what is this? You know, it's like, it's not your typical scent that you would smell, you know, every day. It smells different. And that's because of the eucalyptus. And this goes on for about, I want to say about 2 hours before the transition starts happening, where that eucalyptus and that menthol note that kind of clears your sinuses just a smidge, it kind of starts dying down and fading down, but it's there throughout the life of the fragrance. Even in the dry down, I still smell it there in the background, but it's still serving its purpose of cutting through the creaminess and the sweetness. I don't really get a lot of coconut in this. Maybe in the base a little bit with the musk. The coconut and the musk anchor the fragrance slightly when it gets towards the dry down. It's never a heavy musky fragrance. The most pronounced note I can smell in this, the two I can smell the most are the ylang ylang, the tuberose, and the eucalyptus. Those three are most pronounced to my nose. Now I do smell some jasmine in the background lingering, but it's melding with the other white florals. So with those white florals all together, with the eucalyptus, the jasmine takes a back seat to everything else. So I'm going to give you the note breakdown that is here online. The top notes are bergamot, melon, and eucalyptus. The middle notes are ylang ylang, jasmine, tuberose, and salicylates. And the base notes are tuberose absolute, orange blossom absolute, coconut, and musk. I don't get too much orange blossom. The opening, the eucalyptus is much more pronounced. But I'm still getting a lot of ylang ylang and tuberose. On my skin, that's what jumps out. Those three things jump out, and you can smell the other notes kind of peeping here and there as you get to the dry down. That kind of is just like a soft bed of musk and I guess a little drizzle of coconut, where the flowers fall down into a soft bed of musk. But it's very gentle, it's very subtle, and it's very beautiful. But I don't know if I would call this a love. I know this is a fragrance. I don't think it would be offensive to people who like white florals, but that eucalyptus kind of takes it in another direction. And I'm sure there's much more than just the eucalyptus. And I think it had salicylates. I guess it gives a menthol effect and kind of cuts the white florals from becoming too powerful and overwhelming. It's interesting. It's artistic. I do not recommend blind buying this. No. It's too expensive, because if you don't like it, that's an expensive mistake to make. And I know that Frédéric Malle sells travel sizes, and I believe they range from around $50 to $80, about that, $55 to $80 for a 10 milliliter travel size. But apart from that, that's a lot to pay for 10 milliliters. So you should be sure that you like it. I think that this is something that you should try. If you are a lover of white florals, if you love ylang ylang, and you love tuberose, and you love something different, something edgy, and you don't mind like a menthol note in a perfume, and you don't mind if it's not too sweet or not too creamy, and you're looking for a white floral perfume that doesn't have those characteristics, the white florals are kind of taken back a little bit, and the longevity on this is pretty good. And I find that the longevity with most of the Frédéric Malles is pretty good, but this one does sit close on the skin after, I would say, after about 4 or 5 hours. It does sit closer to the skin, but I can still smell it 9 hours later. So, you know, that's something you have to think about in terms of the quality of fragrance you're getting. So that's my review for Carnal Flower by Frédéric Malle. Thank you. Bye.